Hey everyone, and welcome to Boxmining. So in this episode, we're going to discuss the cryptocurrency dip that happened over the weekend. And this wasn't much of a dip, more of a crater. It left a lot of cryptocurrencies dropping 10 to 20%, especially the smaller altcoins. In fact, a lot of people were very surprised because Bitcoin broke its resistance point at 6,000 and dipped just a little bit south of 6,000. So this left a lot of people feeling unhappy, including me, because, well, honestly, I was trying throughout the weekend to look for reasons for the dip. And in this episode, I'm going to discuss some of the reasons that I found. But the major culprit that I will discuss at the end is actually, I think, low trade volume. So I'll discuss kind of the logic and the reasons in this episode. And of course, everything covered here is my personal opinion and not financial advice. So let's start with the dip. So the kind of major dip happened on Friday, early in the morning if you're in the States, or in the afternoon if you're in Asia. And this was really over not much news happening that day. If you look at the news, the biggest news that was hitting there was the Japanese regulators, FSA. They previously went to the exchanges and said, well, here's some additional compliance rules. Here's some things that we want to regulate on because, well, maybe it's a response to the Korean exchange hack the day before. But honestly, that's not really big news. Let's be honest about that. That's hardly newsworthy. And just the day before, on Thursday, Bitthumb had a major hack, and basically the market didn't do anything. So the market, instead of reacting to the actual exchange hack where $30 billion were hacked, it seems like Friday where the dips really happened. So it seems like the market seems to be less news-driven and more trading-driven. So that was kind of the conclusion I kind of saw. And then I was discussing on my channel, and this was brought up by one of our administrators, Nick Maio, and he was discussing about OKEX futures. So I feel like this is a really great topic to discuss with you guys, and this is a cool discussion point. So what's happening is that OKEX, if you guys haven't noticed recently, has a lot of trade volume. So it's in fact topping at number 1, number 2, and sometimes in fact topping over Binance in terms of trade volume for Ethereum or Bitcoin. And a lot of people are wondering, why is there so much volume? Because if you look at Alexa rankings, and this is something that even CZ, the CEO of Binance, pointed out, they don't have that much internet traffic because Alexa tracks traffic going into a website, and Binance tops the Alexa rankings, tops OKEX by a lot. So who's trading there? So we can conclude that there might be two possibilities. One is the possibility of highly leveraged trades. So if there are leveraged trades, that will reflect in the numbers. So people may be using 10 times leverage or even more if they're very aggressive. And this might lead to a situation where at the end of the week, say on Friday at around 4 p.m. Hong Kong time, that these liquidated like kind of longs or shorts, these margin trades gets liquidated. So the theory goes like this. A lot of people throughout the week, they were very bullish on Bitcoin and bought longs. So buying Bitcoin and intending to sell at a higher price. But unfortunately, that condition wasn't met. The price of Bitcoin didn't grow, and as a result, they were forced to sell, and they were forced to get liquidated. So you can track this on a various few Twitter accounts that I'll post below. So if there's a lot of longs being liquidated, it leads to a situation there's a lot of sell orders at the time of the liquidation, and that leads to the price being driven down. So this is an ongoing research. I've been discussing this on my channel quite a bit, and I will recommend you guys, if you want to check it out and discuss it, come on the channel. The Telegram link is down below. This is, of course, ongoing research, and it's a little bit harder because it's harder for me to access OKEX. So I've been kind of researching this from afar, but that actually sounds quite reasonable to me. And I feel like this is not the whole reason, but actually the spark. So it goes without saying that over the past few months, the bears are rising up. There's not a lot of new money flowing into cryptocurrencies, and there's a lot of bearish sentiment going on. We've seen the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies just gradually going down over time. And that leads to one other thing as well, which is less interest in crypto. So as this happens, and this is something that I've experienced last year as well, there's less and less spot trading going on as well. So this just leads to overall less trading between traders as people get less interested in trading crypto and just letting going out. That results in the market being very easy to manipulate or very easy for it to change in price. So what I feel like is that it's a combination of the overall market overall, where there's less and less trade volume. And if there is trade volume, it might be heavily leveraged. And combined with the fact that people are not in a very bullish mood right now, the market is going through its bearish wave, this leads to just little sparks that can cause a massive dip in price. So even though that the news from Dip being hacked, it didn't cause a major drop in price, other sparks might cause it. So it might just be all these kind of negative news just adding up and just igniting into a big flame of downward trend. But the good news is this: cryptocurrency hasn't changed at all. So at this current point, what we see is more and more technology being developed on the cryptocurrency front. We see better wallets being implemented. We see wallets with more features and more coins on them. So it's actually much safer to store different types of cryptocurrencies. You guys don't know how hard it was back in 2012 when we had to store our cryptocurrency keys on a hard drive USB stick and hope for the best that we don't get hacked. There's other developments as well. We have, even Circle binding up Poloniex, bigger exchanges moving into the place, better security, and of course, there's more variation in the ecosystem. A lot is definitely being done and a lot of technology is being pushed out. So that is why I'm still very positive on cryptocurrencies overall. But that being said, for the community, I do see a possible concern if you're concerned about immediate short-term trades. Right now, we're in a kind of like long-term bearish market, and I've been through one of those, and it is rough. I guess as a matter of fact, there was a period where I left. I mean, after Bitcoin prices shot up to 1,000 and then dropped all the way down to 300 again, that was when I really gave up on crypto. But ironically, that was a good time to buy. I mean, who wouldn't want to travel back in time and buy Bitcoin at 300? So that really goes to show that now is a good time to do a lot of good research on projects. And if the altcoin dip was a cause for concern for you guys, I definitely feel like it's a time to really re-examine what makes a coin great. What's the fundamentals? Why is this coin worth keeping in the long run? Because sometimes you might just be forced to. You can't make a quick exit anymore. So at this current point, it's still important to look through the fundamentals, look through and evaluate the technology. And this is something that I've been noticing as well. The level of discussion, the quality of discussion on chat groups is actually increasing by quite a lot. People are discussing ways to use these cryptocurrencies, how to implement it, and having good discussion about advantages and disadvantages. So I definitely see this as a positive trend going forward, but I do, and I'm bracing myself for some long-term kind of sideways trading. So guys, what do you guys think of the OKEX trade theory? Do you guys think that the liquidated longs have a role to play in the prices going down on Friday and followed into the rest of the week as well, just driving that bear mentality? I'd love to hear your comments in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to click the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel, and of course the like button if you like content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.